Hey, what's up? It's Rick from Metagamers, and I've got a case by SGP to show you for your iPad 2. This one's called the Argos, and I've got this one in tender blue. It's a pretty nice case, and it's one of the more expensive ones from the SGP line. Is it worth the extra dollars to spend on it? Well, let's have a look and we'll find out. Like I mentioned at the top of the video, this is the SGP Argos case for the iPad 2, and it's considered to be one of the top of the line cases that SGP provides. It's going to run you about $94.99 and some tax and shipping depending on where you are. So at the end of the day, you're looking at spending probably close to maybe even a little bit over $100. And that tends to be a little bit expensive for an iPad 2 case, but with that being said, it's worth noting that if you want a high-quality iPad 2 case, you tend to have to pay a premium dollar sometimes. And so with this case, I think that you really do get what you pay for. Craftsmanship on this case is really high quality. This case feels to me like a handcrafted case. It doesn't feel mass-produced, and so that's really nice. It is 100% leather, and it doesn't smell. I know that's a funny thing to say, but reviewing a lot of cases, you tend to take leather cases out of the box, and you get, boom, this kind of chemical-treated smell. This doesn't have that, so that's really nice as well. A form factor question, is it bulky? Well, you be the judge. It adds a little bit of bulk, it adds a little bit of weight. I don't have a scale, so I can't tell you how much. But the flip side of that is it's going to give you a moderate level of protection as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at the case up close. Let's open it up here, and you will be greeted by a really nice interior. It's very soft. It's very, almost like a microfiber material or a suede material. This I'll come back to right here, but I love this metal area. And I'll tell you about that in a moment. You insert your iPad 2 into this case, putting this end in first because this is all one piece and it doesn't have much give to it. You're going to hear some creaking because it's leather and it's got a break-in time to it. And that's it. It is now seated in the case. So you heard the creaking. It's not causing any damage to your iPad 2. That's just natural with the leather. And then if you take a look right here, this flap or this kind of latch is what keeps the case closed. It's not magnetic. So when you close that, you don't have to worry about it popping open. You can flip it upside down and it's not going anywhere. And so that is your latch. Let's take a look at the case up close. You can get a good idea about what I'm talking about with this leather. Very nice looking, and it comes in a variety of colors. This again, it's called the tender blue, and there's a imprinted Argos logo there. If we take a look at this, here's what I was talking about. That speaker is real nice. I love that feature on the SGP cases. It is a mesh that goes over the speaker. It doesn't obstruct or diminish the sound, but it gives you a real nice level of protection. There is some imprinting on the back, genuine leather, so forth and so on. There is your opening on the bottom, no issues with that. Here's your side, up around the top. I will call out this headphone jack. While I have about maybe 6 or 7 different pairs of headphones and I've tested it, I haven't had issues with it, but it does cover up just a little bit. So if you've got an oversized headphone jack, take caution, you might run into issues there. Your microphone is completely exposed, as is everything else, so we don't have issues with that. This latch, very easy to use. It's not a problem, and I call that out because some people complained about latches on other cases that were similar to this. You can open it up. Your device is going to awake. When you close it, it puts it to sleep. You can flip this around into a book mode, and you can see that works pretty well. Not an issue there. And when I do this, even though the kind of insert inside of the case itself says not to do this because it might put it to sleep, I have yet to put the device to sleep, so there's no issue with that. In a book mode, it sits pretty flat, so you're not going to run into issues with a lot of bulk in that regard. Now let's talk about these flaps because this is kind of a very innovative idea. They will snap back in place when you let go because there are magnets on them to help keep them closed. So see how that works. But when you open it up, you can use it in a typing angle, just like this. And you can see the type of angle that that's going to give you. So it works out quite well, and I don't have any issues with that. Let me go ahead and get it in view for the second camera there. You can see what that angle looks like. Now, if you want more of a standard viewing angle, you're going to open up this bigger one. And there's your viewing angle and what you end up with there. So that works out really nice as well. It's also worth noting that these stands work really well in an unstable environment such as a sofa. I've used them on my lap as well, and they work really well. So that's a benefit of this type of a stand. So my verdict on the Argos case for the iPad 2 by SGP, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. This case has a lot of good things to offer. It also has a few negatives as well. But overall, I feel comfortable saying that this case deserves a solid 4 out of 5. On the pro side, it definitely has a high quality feel to it. This case does not feel like a mass-produced case to me. It feels more handcrafted. The leather on this case is very high quality. I've gone through a lot of iPad 2 case reviews that have been made out of leather, and this is definitely at the top of the list for quality. On the negative side, some people may be turned off by the weight of this case and the additional size that it adds to your iPad 2. While not terrible in any stretch of the imagination, it is going to add a little bit of bulk and a little bit of weight, so that might be a turnoff to some. And then finally, the price. It is definitely on the higher end of the scale. After you pay your shipping and possible tax, we're talking about almost $100, possibly even above. So you really have to consider if that's worth your investment. In the end, I'd say if you're looking for a high-quality, top-of-the-line folio case, one that is really going to stand the test of time and possibly for the life of your iPad 2, the Argos by SGP deserves your consideration. That's going to do it for this time. If you guys have questions, comments, or feedback, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, take care, everybody, and have fun.